CBS News Miami.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. I'm Najahe Sherman, and welcome to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. Let's take a look at your top stories of the day. Two major rulings from the Supreme Court. Among them, the High Court struck down the Biden administration's student loan forgiveness program. CBS News Miami's Najahe Brand has the details.
The Supreme Court has thrown out President Biden's student debt relief program that sought to forgive up to $20,000 in student loans for millions of Americans. The case was brought by Republican attorneys general who argued the plan exceeded the president's authority. The administration had argued it had the power to act during national emergencies such as the coronavirus pandemic.
The court said today in a 6-3 decision by the chief, no, this is a big program. You need specific authorization from Congress. You can't try and shoehorn it into waiver or modification in the HEROES Act.
The Supreme Court also weighed in on a case that pitted gay rights against a Colorado web designer's claims of free speech and religious beliefs.
The justices ruled 6-3 in favor of Lori Smith, who sued over a state law saying making wedding websites for same-sex marriages conflicts with her religious beliefs, and Colorado's law violates her right to free speech.
There are some messages I can't create no matter who requests them.
Writing for the court, Justice Gorsuch cites First Amendment protection, saying Colorado seeks to force an individual to speak in ways that align with its views but defy her conscience about a matter of major significance. In her dissent, Justice Sonia Sotomayor wrote, for the first time in its history, the court grants a business open to the public a constitutional right to refuse to serve members of a protected class.
And that was CBS News Miami's Najahe Brand reporting.
Always alerting, always tracking. This is Next Weather.
And taking a live look outside, kind of a cloudy, rainy day to end this work week. But what is in store for our holiday weekend? Next Weather Chief Meteorologist Ivan Cabrera tracking it all.
Plenty of sunshine. Good to see you on a Friday here, Naja, but we also have storms to track. And in fact, right now from our Doral cam looking east to downtown, we have this big rain shaft that has developed here. 88, so it's cooled us off nicely compared to where we have been. But there's the cell that we were just looking at on our weather cam. We'll continue to see pockets of heavy rainfall. This from just a cell that really got going down towards Coral Gables, and it has expanded up towards Lone Depot Park and parts of downtown Miami. But it's all not gloom and doom everywhere, and we have plenty of sun across these areas, although that is going to aid, I think, a little bit in the development and redevelopment of some storms that are going to be headed back towards the coast. We got some showers and a couple of lightning strikes along the Keys as well. But that's been the pattern today. We've had the sea breeze come in, crashing with the Gulf breeze, and there you see additional storms forming, and our computer model forecast indicating here on Rain Tracker for the next couple of hours we'll likely see a few more showers before the evening is done, but they're diminishing as far as the intensity for the rest of today, so we're looking better. For the weekend, afternoon storms, that's going to continue. The only difference will be here between Saturday and Sunday. Saturday, the winds that guide the storms are going to be weaker, so they're going to be slow movers, and they're going to be providing us with some heavy rainfall, I think, for parts of tomorrow afternoon. And then on Sunday, a stronger southeast wind develops, and that is going to push a lot of the thunderstorm coverage across the interior, away from the beaches, if you're headed in that direction and out towards the west coast. In fact, so we'll clean house tonight, and then we'll reset for Saturday. You'll see what I'm talking about here. The wind not as strong, a couple of morning coastal showers, but then afternoon thunderstorms here will impact the metro and places along the coast as well before we get into that stronger wind on Sunday. And I think that is going to bring us the thunderstorms to pile up a little further to the west. And so less coverage. Case in point here, right around 4 o'clock. So everything pushes west of Chrome and Okeechobee. So we're looking better. Extended forecast out for the next 7 here will keep us in the low 90s through the holiday weekend. Hit or miss storms. That's the way I can characterize it for you. It is going to be a steamer, though, with temperatures climbing easily into the low 90s. And of course, the humidity before we get the afternoon storms is going to make it feel like it's about 100 to 105 right through the holiday and heading into the first week of July.
I can understand their hurt. They lost their kids on that terrible day. But I really don't know what I would, say. I did everything the best I could.
Scot Peterson responded to the criticism one day after he was found not guilty. The former school resource officer was acquitted of child neglect and several other charges in the 2018 Parkland massacre. CBS News Miami's Jacqueline Quinn has the latest.
We, the jury, find as follows as to the defendant in this case. The defendant is not guilty.
Tears streamed down Scot Peterson's face as the jury read the verdict.
Got my life back. The only person to blame was that monster.
Scot Peterson, the Broward County Sheriff's deputy assigned to Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School, was cleared of all 11 counts, including perjury and felony child neglect. He was the first officer to arrive on the scene minutes after the shooting started. The prosecution in this case had argued he was highly skilled and failed to act.
The defendant will never leave that alcove.
Throughout this case, his lawyer has maintained Peterson didn't know where the shots were being fired and that he was used as a scapegoat for blame.
Cops don't always get it right. They can do the best they can and make judgment calls based upon what they know in real time and just not get it right.
But parents of the students killed in the Parkland shooting have not cleared him morally.
For our families, we still feel he should be haunted every day by his failure to act.
All the evidence, all the video, it just shows that he valued his life over the life of the people on the third floor.
So this wraps up 4 years leading up to this case. His attorney has said that he should have been charged in the first place. He now receives his full pension for retirement. In Fort Lauderdale, I'm Jacqueline Quinn, CBS News, Miami.
CBS News Miami has confirmed today is Judge Elizabeth Schur's last day. She was the judge that presided over the Parkland shooters case last year. She received frequent criticism from legal experts. It was for mistreating defense attorneys, among other things. The court says Schur's actions gave at least the appearance that she could not be fair. Stay with us. We have a lot more news after the break. Welcome back to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. Millions of Americans are hitting the road and the skies ahead of this big holiday weekend. AAA predicts nearly 51 million Americans will travel for the July 4th holiday. TSA is preparing for a flood of flyers during a week that saw thousands of delays. CBS News Miami's Chris Van Cleve reports from Phoenix.
By land and by air, Americans are showing their independence by being on the move for the holiday weekend, a potentially record rush out of town. Denise Morales is leaving Phoenix for a European vacation.
I am excited. I've been waiting a long time to go on this trip, so it's exciting that 4 years later it's finally happening.
AAA expects 43.2 million will drive, up 2.4% from last year, an increase helped by gas prices that are more than $1.30 lower on average than this time last year.
We're saving it. Yeah, happy to save as much money as we can anytime.
Have a great flight. Thank you.
The number of people flying for the 4th is expected to surge 11% over 2022.
Be prepared for anything to go bad and be thrilled when everything goes perfectly.
Airline industry analyst Henry Hartevelt recommends picking the airline with the most options to where you're going.
Take a nonstop flight if it's available and in your budget, and try to take the first available flight of the day. Those are generally less susceptible to delays.
The TSA expects to screen nearly 18 million over the next week, with Friday a potential record breaker at checkpoints.
What would you tell flyers to reduce their risk of disruption to their plans?
Yeah, I tell them just a little preparation goes a long way.
TSA Administrator David Pekoski.
First thing we're going to ask you for is your identity. So have that ready. That starts things off on the right foot. The other thing that we see oftentimes is people have a lot of things in their pockets.
United CEO Scott Kirby offered this suggestion.
Be patient with everyone and try to be nice to all your fellow travelers. All of us are going to do our best to get you there on time and with your bags.
Chris Van Cleve, CBS News, Phoenix.
And as the 4th of July weekend gets underway, AAA activated its Tow-to-Go program to help keep impaired drivers off the roads. So starting tonight at 6 through Wednesday morning at 6, AAA will take you and your car within a 10-mile radius, and this is free for members and non-members. Governor Ron DeSantis signed a bill that will lead to state law overriding local regulations. It involves landlords and tenants. Both Broward and Miami-Dade have a tenant bill of rights. The law wipes out the county's 60-day notice for rent increases above 5%. It also shortens the notice window for terminating a lease. Supporters say the new law makes state housing policy more consistent.
Taste of the Town on CBS News Miami is sponsored by Goya. If it's Goya, it has to be good. Visit Goya.com today.
Time now for an all-new Taste of the Town. Back in 2011, a young Miami-based chef won a Food Network cooking competition show. Now he is showing off his skills with a restaurant in Miami. CBS News Miami's Lisa Petrillo takes us to Eating House, an old favorite that's now all new.
Chef Giorgio Rapacavoli is a busy guy these days, running 2 restaurants just steps away from each other here on Giraldo Plaza and Coral Gables. There's Eating House, the all-new location from the original acclaimed restaurant that opened on Ponce de Leon back in 2012. And then the sister restaurant, Luca Osteria, named after his son.
Right.
Are you bouncing between them?
Yeah, that's what I do. Yeah, just walk up and down Giraldo and get to, if you have this beautiful street and run 2 great restaurants. It's a dream come true.
The original Eating House was a big hit with a huge following for more than a decade. In 2021, the lease ended, and in January of this year, Chef opened it here. He says the connection to community means the most.
Yeah, the Gables has been very good to me.
How many people that come in and go, I used to go to the one all the time. Are you getting all those repeat customers?
Tons of people, and it's crazy. We've seen couples meet, couples get married, couples have kids, and we've seen their kids grow up. It's wild.
A real connection to community.
Yeah, it's amazing.
The look is clean, black, and modern, like this cocktail Chef created called the Black Parade.
I'll just try it.
What's cool is that it's like black, it has this great foam, but when you taste it, it's very beautiful and floral and clean.
It is.
So
back in the kitchen, he prepares the watermelon caprese with locally made burrata, Florida basil, mint, and olive oil.
I love it. It's a hot day here in summer, and you've got that coolness of the watermelon, the softness of the cheese, the elegant lunch or appetizer dish or whatever
you want.
The iceberg slice is Chef's take on a wedge salad. It's with buttermilk dressing, pickled onion, baby tomato, and applewood bacon.
I've actually never had a wedge salad that good.
Oh, it's kind of you to say.
Super crispy and fresh, but everything you put on it is just, it's a meal right there.
Then an Eating House staple, bucatini carbonara with egg yolk, black pepper, bacon, and black truffle.
Nice. Delicious. Truffle-y, bacon-y. Super good.
So exactly what you just said, but so stepped up.
Right.
So chefy, so elegant.
Okay, thank you.
We end on the dirt cup with dark chocolate mousse, candied hazelnuts, ice cream, topped with a salted chocolate crumble.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's good.
Cold,
really yummy.
creamy, crunchy, light, fluffy. Don't forget that. I'm recommending every dish, but tell everybody how many days you're open.
So we're open 6 days a week. We're open for lunch and dinner and brunch on the weekends.
Coming back for more.
I will be waiting.
With a fantastic Taste of the Town here in Coral Gables, I'm Lisa Petrillo, CBS News Miami.
Now that looks amazing. Eating House is located in Coral Gables. Hungry for more? Because we have some extra ingredients about this popular spot on our website. Just go to cbsmiami.com. That's your Quickcast. I'm Najahe Sherman. Hope you are having a terrific day. Stay tuned for more news right here on CBS News Miami.